All right, so we got some bad news. All right, so I remember I told you I bought this thing down in Florida. There's no inspection stickers. It's a Florida vehicle. Okay, you guys look under the vehicle. There's no cat. You know, not a big deal. Whatever. I've done that before. None of my vehicles have cats except the ones that need them. So going to try to get this thing inspected, right? So I made the order a couple weeks ago. I ordered a catalytic converter and an O2 sensor. That's all this thing needs to pass inspection. I'll get the ABS sensors later. That's not a requirement for PA state inspection, but for state inspection and emissions, okay? For inspection, we're required to have a catalytic converter. It's just required to be there and look like it works. Then for emissions, the catalytic converter is required to work. You can't have any check engine lights or anything like that. So we have a check engine light, right? I went and ordered the part. It will not be here until December of, December 22nd is when it says it'll be here. So basically we have a vehicle that I cannot legally drive in the state of Pennsylvania. So I cannot drive this in the state of Pennsylvania legally. I can drive it anywhere else, just not in the state. I have a title, I have my registration, I have all of that. But I just don't have this state inspection. So if I get pulled over, there's pretty much nothing I can do other than get a ticket or whatnot. So this vehicle is now not legal. Now the only thing is PA does not like window tint, which that's not a big deal. I'm not super worried about that. It's the fact that there's no inspection sticker. And I've already been pulled over once for it, and basically it's the same thing of you need to get it inspected or you're gonna get tickets. And I don't know how many tickets of them you can get before something they do more than just give you a ticket. But yeah, so that's basically the gist of it. We are stuck with not being able to drive this thing. So this will be, I don't know. I'm still gonna drive it, but it's just the fact that there's always gonna be that risk no matter what I do. So the parts are on order. They'll be here in December, and then I'll go through, and not even like early December, like late December, like before Christmas December. I'm really hoping it comes in sooner, but we just got the O2 sensor, so that's in there, and brake controller for the truck. So we're gonna be throwing that on the truck. So we have a brake controller good for 4 axles. So now we're gonna go drop this off. I'm gonna go get the truck, and then we're gonna start messing with trailer brakes today because it actually got really nice. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, so I'm pretty much just gonna do a voiceover over this part, but guys, let me know what you think of the Ramcharger. Here's a whole list of things that was done to it, and I do feel like it could be a cool project, and I want you guys to let me know and tell me what you think, because if enough people wanna see it, I will absolutely buy it next year. Once winter's over is when he'll want to sell it. It does need a little bit of work. It does need some body work, not a big deal, but it's a Ramcharger. Like, the thing's just cool as shit. So give me your guys' opinions. Is that something that you guys want to see? The CRV's not like the biggest hype in the world, but it definitely is a practical vehicle for me, which is why I did some videos on it, and it has that cool factor. And sorry if you guys hear anything in the background. I am driving it right now, but so yeah, had a whole bunch of work to it. If I could find a cheap 4BT, I would probably do a 4BT swap in it. Not obviously the same year I buy it, but that could be something down the road. Apparently people do throw 5, 9, 12 valves in them, but I feel like I've already done the 12 valve swap and I really just don't want to do it again. Not to mention it is only a 1500 frame. So I want to try to make it as simple as possible, but completely mechanical. It would be cool to have a 4BT in it. I just wish that 4BTs weren't so expensive. But like I said, let me know, tell me what you think, and yeah, basically we'll go from there. And we'll obviously do a different interior. The wheels and tires, they're 35-inch tires. It's got the plow, so I'll be able to use it. It's practical. And yeah, so like I said, just let me know what you think, and we'll go from there. All right, so I want to go over some things. We are headed to the storage unit now, but I'm gonna let you guys know, okay? So I love what I do for a living. I love it. Transport, hot shotting, whatever you want to call it, car hauling, any of that. I don't care what I'm hauling. I don't care about any of that. I just like to do it. Now, with that being said, I also like my home time. The reason I run a pickup, the reason I run the setup I do, is because I knew that I'd be able to do East Coast and be home a lot more than I was when I was doing power only. That's why I started doing it. That's why I got my car trailer and 3 cars. So I want to let you guys know that even though I love that, that's not what this channel and my life is based around. Please don't take it that way. What I plan on doing at some point, like I want to start building cool shit at some point, doing a build series on the truck, you know, the CRV, maybe the Ramcharger if we get that, and just doing a bunch of cool random shit, that just things that I like, things that Liam likes, things that my kids like, and that's basically it. So the reason that I run the setup I do, I like that I'm home every single week, and it's just simple as that. I can do that. It works, it's possible, and that's just how I see it. So with that being said, I will be doing some more like build style videos as opposed to hotshot videos. Like with the home time that I have, there's going to be 2 videos a week of me restoring things, and then 5 videos a week of me actually out on the road. And as much as people hate breakdowns, breakdowns are where my views are at. So no matter what happens, I do have to work on the truck while I'm out on the road. Otherwise the views just drop. It's just how it is. People want to see how, like, I look at it this way. People want to see issues and then how you resolve them and how you act while you're resolving them. Like, are you positive about it? Are you negative about it? People like that. And that's ultimately what grew my channel, I've found, is when I have a breakdown or I do something random and cool that nobody else has done, or things like that. Those build the channel a lot. Now I get doing a month of restoration videos, yes, that kind of hurt the channel. Am I worried about it? No, not at all. It was a blessing in disguise. I lost money, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Like, I'm glad that the truck is where it's at now. So what I'm going to be doing here in you know, the next couple weeks, I have the palm sander on order and some other things we're going to start getting on the bodywork, and truck is ultimately going to get painted. I need to straighten the doors out. I need to fix the door lock, and I got brake controller today, so we're going to throw that on, and that's basically it. So keep in mind, I do plan on doing a lot more restoration style videos as opposed to hot shotting, but I will still obviously keep doing hot shotting because, you know, it's what I do for a living. I love, and I also love to do it. By the way, with that being said as well, I will also be paying people to work on my cars, because time-wise, it does not make sense for me to work on my stuff when I only get 2 days off a week. So the Honda Accord, we just went and picked that up. It cost me $50 for labor, and it was like 300 bucks total for all the parts, the alternator, the belt, and the labor. So it was like 300 bucks total, whatever, you know, and 250 of that I was gonna have to pay out of pocket. It just makes sense. 2 days a week, I don't have time to work on my own stuff except my truck. My equipment and my truck are the only things that I'm gonna be working on. My Hondas, everything else, I'm gonna be paying to get that taken care of. Now to annoy people, because these holes here, I need to drill 2 of these out to put on these studs, right? So these studs are very thick compared to the trailer holes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drill these out the very tiny, barely 1/8 of an inch they need to, and that's what I'm gonna do. And it's not gonna hurt anything. You know why it's not gonna hurt anything? Because this is a thick steel wheel, and I'm making 2 holes 1/8 of an inch bigger. Okay, it's not. This is a spare tire. It's not gonna hurt anything. I can't believe I actually have to, you know, say that, because common sense should go a long way here. But yeah, to drill these out like not even 1/8 of an inch, just 2 of them is not gonna hurt anything. They're also hub centric, so these holes don't center the wheel anyway. So that's what we're gonna do. I want that wheel on this side because this side's welded lower specifically for that. And I've had people say, well, you should, you know, maybe cut these off and weld new ones on. I paid $1,100 to get these 2 things welded and those chain holders, okay? Got ripped off. So I'm not modifying it because I paid a lot of money to make that done. So let's get this hole drilled out and see if we can't sit this up there. Now, I had a bunch of people say, how long until you get an overwidth permit or overwidth ticket? And I'm kind of confused because I feel like they're talking about this. You guys see where the wheels are at, right? So I just went and took a tape measure from this side over to this side. I haven't grilled the holes out yet because I can't, because well, they don't actually reach this. I'm gonna have to flip this the other way around. But like, well, how long till you get an over with ticket? And it's like, I went and did the measurements on these, and even with, if I flip this around, it's still not even 102 wide. Like, it might be right at 102, but it's still lower. So no over width, anything like that. But I'm gonna get those holes drilled, and we're gonna see if I can even get these done, but we'll see. All right, look who's bringing us some Burger King. Smile. He's bringing us Burger King for rescuing her. So we're gonna get that done. If you guys look at this, they really dropped the ball on that. So this right here is the same width as that, but when you come up here, this is only 7, whereas this is 7.5. So I'm gonna have to bend these, the directions, to be able to get that wheel on there. But damn, for $1,100, like I wanted like some sort of craftsmanship here, but. All right, so they really dropped the ball on that. You guys can see just how much more room there is on the inside than there is like out here. These were physically bent in. So this sucks, because I really would have loved to have like all of this done, and they really just, like, it's just terrible. I spent all that time to get that on there, and you guys can see like just how piss poor that is. So I really don't know what to tell you. Look at that angle. So yeah, I'm gonna pull this off, and that sucks because of the effort going into it, putting this on. So we'll probably just at this point put the trailer, or I'll just put the tire on the truck somewhere. Hopefully I'll just probably get a headache rack, honestly, for the roof, and we'll go from there. But that's just unacceptable. So we'll probably just have 2 spares on this thing. And it's just, ultimately, I do regret doing it just because of that fact. Like, this is just, oh man, I can complain about that. For $1,100, I can complain about that. But if this only cost me like a couple hundred, whatever, but $1,100, not worth it at all. Yeah, so needless to say, if you're gonna ever pay somebody to work on your trailer, at least 1, get an estimate first. 2, make sure that they're actually gonna do a good quality job, because, well, drilling the holes would have been the easiest part. 8x6.5, 8x6.5. All they would have had to do was make these that distance apart. You guys can very clearly see, here's the small distance here, and if you come all the way to the end, look at the difference. That's insane. And then to top that all off, the tires are actually bigger on these than they are on the trailer tires. So I was really hoping, I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, maybe it'll reach the top like that one does. This was welded, at least, look at this. Look at the distance there, and then you go over there, and it's only welded 2 inches from this. So unacceptable. I need to peel this label off. And the inspection being done, like, here's where they put the inspection stuff, and here's the other sticker. They never even scraped that off. It's like, wow. I don't get it. There was just like a place like that, and like you can see like the welds and shit like that. Like there was no, like, I really liked this design, but like there's no craftsmanship. Nobody cares. That was a, like, I get, you know, charge me $500 for all that, whatever, but $1,100, this and those. Yes, I am absolutely going to bitch about that. That's lesson learned. What I'll end up doing at some point is I'll probably like end up cleaning up their welds and just doing it myself, because like this here, that's a good weld. I like that. This here, that's a blob. It looks like somebody just got out of high school and did that. Like that's, I'm pretty sure Liam, do you think you could do a better weld than this?
Yeah.
Even Liam thinks he can do a better weld than that. Like, that is god awful. Bruh, and this isn't like a small trailer place either. Like, it's one of the biggest places that I could think of. So I'm just gonna go get the other rim. I'm gonna stick it on there and chalk this up as this is my basically beginner trailer. I'm learning stuff on it, and at some point, like, it's perfect for my setup now, but obviously I'm not gonna be doing like car hauling forever. I mean, maybe I will be, who knows. But it's not the end of the world. So there is some positive to it. It's like, you know, lesson learned, expensive lesson learned, but I know people out there have way more expensive lessons than I have, but whatever. So I'm gonna come in here, grab this wheel. I mentioned on my Instagram that this T-case in here was for, oh goodness, the light. Sorry, epilepsy warning. But I mentioned this T-case in here for sale. If anybody needs a T-case for an NV5600, that T-case is for sale. So anybody wants it, let me know. Because 500 bucks firm. Hey, you guys can see that. I wonder how they actually figured out how to drill these holes. Like, did they actually tape measure this, or did they just like stick these on there and say, oh, yep, that's good, yep, we'll get that. Let's see, how's the other ones? Now I'm kind of curious, because I think it's hard to say. Yeah, so even these were welded further apart, and then the outsides, it's awful. Oh well, whatever. So I'm gonna get 2 new tires for that. I'm not gonna get 14 plies yet, just because of the non-CDL limitation. I'm gonna keep running these Cooper Discoverers because he said they were really good, and I haven't had any issues yet. So yeah, this tire's getting down here, so we're gonna be getting new ones. And I haven't had any issues with the new tires yet, just the old ones. So like this center tire, that one's definitely gonna need replaced here soon. Obviously I'll make mounts for the ramps at some point, and also probably try to find, I don't know yet, I might end up just taking these off for like the small runs I make, but they're really heavy, so I don't know if I want to do that. See, I'll probably flip it out, take it off, and put them in here, and then same with that one. And then when I want to haul something, maybe throw them back up on, but they are kind of heavy, so I don't know if I'll do that yet. They're really heavy, but super convenient to have. It just sucks when you have cars that aren't too long, and then you can't use like a lot of these in here. So I don't know. And I'll probably make something that will actually hold this down, so we'll see. But or not, trailer has been doing good, and we do need to get the trailer brake controller installed. By the way, truck is looking badass. I am loving this thing. Can't wait. I'm gonna be doing this body work here soon, as I mentioned. I need to fill this hole in a little bit more, and then one of these needed filled in as well. And then on the other side, let's check this out. Yeah, this one's good. So it looks like this side will be able to probably get done. Yeah. So absolutely. And we will be getting these fenders painted eventually. Like right now, not super worried about it right now. This is just the primer that's on it. Keep it from rusting. I get, you know, primer allows moisture in, but I haven't had any issues yet, so I'm not super worried about it. But probably take this thing to the truck wash later, get the engine bay cleaned out. But start getting stuff cleaned up. Been running this stuff because it's super cheap, and the 12 valve does not give a shit. Heavy duty diesel, so Delco, super cheap. Rotella is what I run in, like my common rails, I would run the Rotella, but like this stuff is so cheap. So I wouldn't even, like this was like $30 for 2.5 gallons. Whereas this for 1 gallon is like 14 bucks. So I don't know, I'll let you know how it does, but it's cheap, so it's probably for a reason.